Hi. I do hope that everyone is okay. As you can see, I'm in real need of a haircut, which that'll probably be one of the first jobs I get done as soon as the lockdown is finished and is over. Um, anyway, and today I'm going to read a story to you. It's only a short story, and it's called Joey, the baby kangaroo. Right. Joey put his nose, then his head, and then his paws out of his mother's pouch. His soft ears were alert, his eyes were bright with curiosity. He was ready to leave his mother's safe, warm pouch for the first time. Joey's father was a fine animal, and what a magnificent tail he had. It helped him to keep his balance when he was making his tremendous leaps. "Jump, Joey," said Mrs. Kangaroo. "Come on, try just one little jump." Joey wasn't sure. He wanted to jump, but suddenly he made up his mind and leapt into the air. And there we see the pictures of Joey and his mum and dad. Joey was so proud of himself that he went on jumping. "He's perfect," said his father, and coming from him, that was a great compliment. Until then, Joey had lived on his mother's milk. Now he learnt how to tear up the grass with his front paws and lift it to his mouth like a true kangaroo. He would soon learn to pick out the choicest food. Suddenly, his father was on the alert. His sharp ears had caught the sound of a roaring engine. A jeep came into sight, driven by the owner of the farm, where the family had settled to eat. Kangaroos love the rich green grass and tender leaves of farmland. That's why farmers and kangaroos are enemies. "Quickly, Joey, we must go." His mother and the little kangaroo was only too glad to jump into her pouch. And there we see the jeep and the kangaroos. The kangaroos bounded away as fast as the wind. Joey had never been so shaken about in his life. The birds up in the trees watched them leaping by and said to each other, "Why are they leaving in such a hurry? It's very pleasant here." But kangaroos are timid animals. The family settled down in a beautiful valley near a wide stream. Mr. and Mrs. Kangaroo stretched themselves out on the grass to rest. Joey didn't want to sleep. There was too much to see. A lizard asleep on a stone, butterflies flitting past, and something very odd which came trotting up, looking like a little bear. I wonder if you can work out what the little bear is. Anyway, there he is, jumping around in his mother's pouch, and there we can see them down by the stream. Joey had never seen a wombat before. He was a bit scared until his mother called, "You can play with him if you like." Joey and the wombat made friends by rubbing noses. "I'm Wally," said one. "And I'm Joey," said the other. "Come on, let's have a game." They began to show off. Joey leapt right over the stream. Wally jumped and fell right in. Plop. I fell in on purpose, he said, but Joey didn't believe him. Wally waddled to a stone in the middle of the stream and sat down. Joey wanted to join him, but he was afraid of the water. Kangaroos are scared of everything, said Wally. At that, Joey splashed his way through the stream. He's perfect, said his father again as he watched him. And there we are. That's them making friends, rubbing noses. And that's them playing, and that's poor Wally stuck in the middle of the stream and Joey splashing in. At dusk, Wally went to his home at the foot of a hollow tree. High up in the tree lived an old owl. While the birds who flew in the daytime put their heads under their wings and slept, and the owl hunted, the kangaroos fed. Always timid, they liked to eat when night was falling. Joey was tired, and he slept in his mother's pouch. Tomorrow, decided his father, our son can sleep in the open air, under the stars. Yes, he's getting too heavy for me, said his wife. Next day the sky was blue over the forest, and birds with bright feathers flew from tree to tree. Joey and Wally played happily together. I'll teach you how to jump, said Joey. And I'll teach you how to walk, said Wally. You have first turn, Wally, said Joey. And there they are playing, the two of them. Wally's first jump was very good for a little wombat. He fell on a soft pile of leaves and twigs and was buried up to his neck. Goodness, I'm sitting on something soft. A big lyre bird came rushing up, crying, Oh, my nest, my eggs! Without meaning to, Wally had made an omelette. Joey was frightened and began to cry. And there you can see the picture of the bird. Luckily, Mr. Kangaroo joined them just then. He took Wally by the scruff of the neck and shook him, but not very hard. Wally was all yellow underneath. I'm extremely sorry about this, Mr. Kangaroo told the lyre bird. These young imps will have to repair your nest. That's the least they can do. And there is Mr. Kangaroo apologising to the bird. All day Joey and Wally gathered grasses and collected twigs. They worked hard and the new nest looked pretty good. In the evening Mr. Kangaroo said, Wally, you must go home now and not play any more with Joey, because you are a little wombat and my son is a kangaroo who must live as we do. Together you'll only get into mischief. You are made to run on your 4 feet, and he is made to jump. Joey was sad to lose his friend, but luckily he had something else to think about. His father had decided to move on. There would be fresh grass in the field at the edge of the forest. Mrs. Kangaroo was sure that they would find other pastures too. Just to think of them made their mouths water. I think I'll come with you, announced Sammy, the flying squirrel. And there we have them. They're repairing the nest. And then we have maybe a new friend, the squirrel. Hop, hop, Joey bounced along like a ball. Hop. Sammy flew from branch to branch, his feet and body spread out as if he had wings. Fire! He cried suddenly. In the distance they could see a cloud of smoke. Trees and dry grass burst into flames. The fire spread quickly. All the animals, big and little, raced away from the heat. Mrs. Kangaroo took Joey back into her pouch so that they could go faster. They must escape to the river. Mr. Kangaroo knew the way, and he knew that the fire would stop at the river. But meanwhile, they needed all their courage. What about the lovely fresh grass? Thought Joey sadly. And there's the flying squirrel going from branch to branch. And there's the fire, and they're running away. The fire stopped at the road which ran by the edge of the forest. The kangaroos leapt to the bank of the river and into the water to cool off. At once Joey discovered that he could swim. His tail was very useful as an oar or a rudder. He was delighted. He had learned a great deal since he had left his mother's pouch, but he knew he had much more to learn before he became a big kangaroo like his father. And there they are, all down on the river. And that is the end of the story. And that is it. Joey, the baby kangaroo. Now, I'm sure if you wrote the ending to that story, you'd actually make the story slightly more exciting, because it sort of dwindled away, the story, didn't it? But I hope you enjoyed it, and I think all the teachers are going to try and put different stories, read different stories and load them up onto the internet, onto YouTube and then onto the website. Hopefully it won't be long till we're back in classroom again and we can have some proper lessons. I'm sure you've been really enjoying it though, especially home learning. That must be so much more fun than Mr. Hinds. Anyway, I'll hopefully speak or see you soon. For now, goodbye.